How do we want to start this? I gotta pull up some notes.
Let's start at like a job interview. Like I walk into the you walk into the room, and okay. So yeah, right, okay. I'm gonna set the scene right. Wait, you gotta knock. You gotta knock on the table.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. One moment, please. I'm just eating my bagel.
You mean banana?
You haven't come in yet. You haven't come in. I'm just eating my bagel. I don't at all mean my banana.
Can I come in? Are you sure it's not a banana? Hello?
I'm pretty sure this long curved
I'm coming
yellow
in.
thing.
I'm
Okay.
coming in.
Oh man, I'm not even dressed yet. Anyway, come on in. Please take a seat. No, not that one. One next. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So where's the bagel?
Oh, I ate it. I thought
I see a
that was why
banana
I
peel
wanted-
right there.
Yeah, what I like to do is I like to get a bagel freshly baked so they're still soft. I like to kind of cut it on the one side and then just curve it into a
You curl it? Are you playing bagel banana right now?
I prefer the term banana bagel because bagel banana is TM.
Have you ever heard of banagles?
I haven't. Is that a new thing?
Yeah, it's a new thing where you take a banana and you put it through the hole of a bagel. Banagel. But you can also get a bagel that's banana flavored, or you can get a banana that's bagel flavored. But that's banana.
I've not. I've never actually thought about. I mean, I put a lot of things through the hole in the bagel, but I've never actually thought about putting a banana through it. But it makes sense because it's the same like kind of curvature and circumference.
Yeah.
As other things that may go through the hole of a bagel.
Yeah. What kind of experiments have you done with your bagel?
I put my dick in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've never tried that. I find it's
Anyway, you're actually you're meant to be applying for a job. Can you please be serious? This is a very serious company.
What's the name of your company anyway? There's no signs anywhere when I came in. And when I applied online, it didn't even say the name of the company. It just said hiring for job. I don't even know what I'm interviewing for.
Yeah, so we're actually trying to trademark banana bagel because bagel banana is taken. It's funny you should bring up the topic of the bagel banana thing before you even came in. So what we're trying to do is we're making amateur home videos of bagel experiments and the hole in the middle of the bagel.
So you're just sticking random things in the hole of a bagel.
It's actually pronounced bagel. If you're going to be working at this company, we need you to pronounce it properly.
I'm saying it right. Bagel?
Say it again. Bagel.
Bagel.
Bagel. Yeah.
Bagel.
It's B-A-G.
Bagel?
Bagel.
Bagel.
Notorious bagel. So what previous experience do you have? Hang on. What's the name? I got it here. Scratch. Mr. Scratch.
That doesn't sound right.
Scratch.
Are you
Scotch? Scotch?
No, I don't think that's right either.
Well, it's your name.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, I thought you'd kind of put your name under the section which says your name. I thought that was kind of
it
like
should
just
say
general knowledge.
Scorch, but
Scorch. I thought it said starch.
Well, that's just a technicality. If you want, you can call me Tyler.
No, I'd prefer starch. Anyway, please tell me more about yourself, Scratch. Just like what your home life's like, what experience you've had in life, and bagels in general. We will accept toast. We will accept any trivia on toast.
Well,
knowledge.
I have a lot of experience with donuts, and they're not unlike a bagel. They're both round, and they both have holes in the middle. I've put a lot more things inside of a donut than I have a bagel because I find they're a lot more softer, so it feels a bit better.
I mean, I'm gonna have to keep this one pretty straightforward with you here, Scratch. Donuts, they're off the table. That's not our division at all.
Well, why would you take them off the table? Where are you putting them, on the floor?
No, we've already. I told you my sexual organ is a good holster for donuts. Sorry, bagels. See, this is what happens when you bring up different types of food into a workplace which is specifically designed for bagels. Okay?
Did I just hear that you're cheating on bagels with donuts?
What's Bob Marley's favorite type of donut?
I don't know what.
With jamming. Because of that one song.
I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't really like Bob Marley. Is that gonna be a deal breaker here?
No. I mean, it's not actually a real company. I'm just. I mean, you applied for this interview on Craigslist, and I just feel like, I mean, you only go on Craigslist if you wanna, kind of hand out BJ's, behind Dunkin' Donuts. We don't talk about Dunkin' Donuts really. Actually, is there like a bagel kind of chain that we can hand out BJ's behind?
There could be. I mean, I don't know a lot about bio-organic jam, but we could try. I'm not sure how many people would be into that.
I mean, maybe that could be what we do. Maybe we could start Kickstarter for this. Like, we could have a bagel chain. So instead of Dunkin' Donuts, it's like,
Dunkin' Bagels?
No, biting bagels. It's got to have alliteration. Biting bagels. Yeah, how's that?
This sounds good. Is that
I think
so? That'll
we got
be the
ourselves
name?
a deal. Yeah,
I think
so.
so.
Yeah, that'll be the name. Yeah,
I think that'll be good.
Cool. So that actually concludes this interview. Unfortunately, you don't have the job.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So there's a car waiting outside for you. I haven't paid for it. You're gonna have to do that, but I don't actually have any money. It's not a real company. Yeah, just close the door on the way out.
I'm gonna take this bagel, you motherfucker.
It's okay. Yeah, go ahead, take it.
Thank you. That was me closing the door.
No, Scratch. You meant to close it on the other side. You're still in the room. You're still in the room.
I'm not going anywhere until I get this job.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know where we're going anymore. This is getting a little bit too not safe for work for my liking. I don't like these threats, Tyler. I don't like having to think that you're standing by the door holding it closed, like I ain't leaving till I get that bagel that's been on your sexual reproductive organ. Are you touching it yourself, or am I don't want to willingly give it to you.
I'm touching it all over the place, man.
All over the place. Okay. Welcome to not those guys again. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. You have to say it now.
Not those guys again.
Hi. My name is Brodie, otherwise known as Knockout Wolf. And this is Scratch, otherwise known as is it Timmy?
Yeah.
Timmy. Okay. Scratch.
Timmy the Tat Man.
Isn't that a streamer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I recently found him out. Like just like those clip channels on YouTube. And I realized I put him in my Cuphead video where he's like, the fucking jelly bean! And everyone was like, oh, that's such a good clip to put. I was like, I have no idea who this guy is. I just typed in like Cuphead Rage, and there we go. But
remember when I submitted my punching my monitor to one of those?
It actually got in, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I forget what number it was. It was like Stream Highlights 306 or something like that.
Yeah, there's so many thousands, and there's just so many channels. it's just so bad. It's
Yeah.
just so bad. Like it's just the thing is as well. It's like like, have you heard this whole T series thing with PewDiePie?
A what?
No. So, I'll take that as a yes, but I'll just remind you just in case. So T series is let me just I've never actually been on the channel T series. It's like an Indian movie channel. In fact, if you type in T series, their channel is like the sixth one to come up. There's a bunch of videos before that. So PewDiePie has 66 million subscribers, still the number one most subscribed YouTube channel. And T series has 62 million subscribers, and they are very quickly becoming the number one subscribed channel on YouTube.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, they have other great channels. T series Kids Hut, T series Apna Punjab,
Holy
T
fuck.
series Telugu,
They have like
T-series
50 fucking channels.
Canada, Shabad Gurbani, Health and Fitness. Oh, okay. But it's mad. They just upload like full like Bollywood like film clips and things like that. By the looks of it, they're not even getting many views. They're getting a hot. Wow, there's a lot of dislikes on these videos. I don't know if these are just like angry PewDiePie fans or what, but I don't know. This it's kind of like kids YouTube. I was looking at some kind of Jack Black video once, and it came up on the recommended that there was like a Jack Black having a feature in Sesame Street, and the video just had like loads of dislikes. Let me find it. Jack Black Sesame Street. It's quite a funny video, I gotta say. It's got 7.9 million things. Oh no, sorry, this is the Octagon one. That must have been what I was watching, where he's got the stop sign and he's like Octagon. But I think it was Ricky Gervais. I think it was Ricky. How do you say Ricky Gervais? Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais. Sesame Street. Yeah, it says 24 million views. Yeah. Basically, it's this segment called Celebrity Lullabies, where they get celebrities who just sing them to sleep. But Ricky Gervais being the funny comedy guy he is, he's like, every time Elmo gets to sleep, he starts doing this really loud like rock chorus, and it's like, you're waking him up, and it's got 6.3 thousand dislikes to 30,000 likes, and I just don't really understand why the sheer amount of dislikes. And it seems to be a thing with like all of kids YouTube. It's because they just have like an iPad. It's like the new generation of kids. They just get an iPad plugged in front of them with YouTube, and they literally just go on anything they want, and they just hit the screen. They have no idea what they're doing. In fact, the other day I saw like maybe a 2-year-old in a pram. And this woman just kept giving him her phone, and he just kept slapping it and throwing it out of the pram, and she'd be like, "Why did you throw that?" And then picked it up and just gave it back to him. And I'm like, he's like 2 years old. This is so yeah. That ends my rant on kids YouTube. In conclusion, I don't know where I'm going with this. Tyler, say something. Please say something quickly.
You brought up tablets and shit, so this is something I didn't know was a thing now, because this was never a thing. So I only know this because Nikki does EA work, so she goes to schools.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a thing in our French schools, but it's definitely a thing in our English schools now, where all the schools have free open Wi-Fi, and every student gets an iPad. And they're allowed to use it during class. Like, they don't have to pay attention. A lot of kids, like, she was in there and she sees kids watching Fortnite streamers during class, not paying attention.
Wow.
Like, there's no discipline in our schools anymore. They're not allowed to take phones away from kids anymore. Where
that's insane.
When I went to school, it was when cell phones were just starting to get popular in high school.
Yeah.
And if a teacher so much as heard it ring, you would lose it.
Yeah, that was like, when I was in school. So obviously I'm a bit younger than you. I mean, what, you're like 47?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, like 47, yeah. And so like, I don't know, like 9 years ago, No, like 7, 8 years ago. Like I used to take my little Nokia like flip phone into school in my bag. It's kind of weird saying that because iPhones were a thing, and I'm making it sound like I went to school in like
Because
the
when
early
I went to
2000s.
school,
I'm like,
it was all flip phones.
yeah. Well, I had like just like everyone was buying these iPhones. They were like, iPhones are so expensive. They're like £100, and now the new ones come out.
They're fucking
$1,000. 1,000.
Did you
it's
see the
literally
new
cost as much.
fucking? Did you see their new when they were going on about the new phones? The cheap one is $750.
What, the
The
cheap one?
cheap one.
The cheap one?
The cheap one.
No, that's not the cheap one. It's and what's kind of annoying me about the new iPhone coming out, it's not only the fact that a fucking phone costs as much as an iMac.
Yeah, right.
This laptop that I could stream off of, play games on with like high graphics and high FPS, edit and stuff on. This costs less than that iPhone, and people are just gonna get it and go on Snapchat and use the friggin' iMessage filters where they could turn themselves into a cat emoji and sing.
Yep.
Madness. Anyway, the whole thing with the iPhones being released, the new ones, has brought back the whole thing. Yeah, well, Android is cheaper and it's better than iPhone. Like I saw a post on Facebook earlier, which was like, oh yeah, this Samsung phone came out 4 years ago and it had 1080p resolution, but the new iPhone only has 720p, and I'm like, if you are actually making this picture where you're comparing the specs of an Android and an iPhone, you need a hobby. You need to leave the house.
Yeah.
Like who's like just cracks their knuckles and just heads on to Photoshop, and they were like, you know what? Let's find an Android PNG. Let's slap that in there. I'm like, who is doing this? But we were talking about phones, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
So I remember my phone went off in class, literally just like ping saying it was on low battery. And my I had a new English teacher from New Zealand, and she was like, Brodie, is that your phone? And I was like, oh shit. Yeah, it's like, it's not even in my pockets, in my bag. She's like, give it here. You can get it at the end of the day. Why? It's I'll just turn it off. Like what? It was on. Like I had to dig through my bag for it, and I'm like, well, why is that a thing? And people used to like shit themselves when that their phone would go off or something.
Yeah, because like
it was
you weren't gonna pull it out, but you had to remember to put it on vibrate. But if you didn't, you're fucked.
It's mad. But then I went to college, and I found out that all these people who went to different schools, they were allowed their phones all the time, and they'd have pictures of themselves together and stuff. I'm like, how did you get these whilst you were at school? They were like, with our phones. And I'm like, what? Huh? I remember like when I used to. I go to this festival called Slam Dunk every year. They used to announce the lineup changes every Wednesday, and I'd get my phone out and try and get enough signal to find out what the lineup change was. And it would take like 30 seconds, and that was like Mission Impossible, man. I was just like, I had like eyes on every teacher in the vicinity. Oh man, it was some stressful times. But now they're just like allowed iPads. That's mad. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, like every student has them in our schools here, and they're allowed to go on them with no repercussions. Like they don't get in trouble if they're not paying attention. It's not taken away because it's given to them now, and they have free Wi-Fi. It's stupid. Like
the free
school
Wi-Fi?
system here is fucking garbage. Like
Man.
it was getting bad when I was going, but now it's just terrible. At least when I went, you weren't allowed to have your phone. But yeah, it was the same like with college here. Everybody has their phone out, but most people are courteous enough to leave it on vibrate, and people have it out, but they're not sitting there on it in college.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to that point when you just kind of have respect. I think when you go into college, you kind of you're going into subjects that you want to go into, and people have more respect for the teachers and things like that.
It was like, usually if like if somebody's phone went off, it was more of like a laugh, because like I forgot to turn my volume on one time, and my fucking notification sound was Caboose from Red vs. Blue.
Red vs. Blue,
and it's just him going bleep bloop. So that just goes off during the class. I was like, whoops. Starts laughing.
Didn't they put Caboose in like a Halo Reach?
Did they?
Like put an Easter? Yeah, I think they had like an Easter egg where like if you went up to this, like it wasn't like on the set route of the map. Like you had to sort of like backtrack into like a different area.
Right.
But there was like this door you could go up to, and like they actually recorded like a few Caboose voice lines.
They
and,
might have,
like he
because
was
I
stuck
know
a
in other
door.
games as well, they've had Easter eggs of them, and there's like actual, I think there's like an actual character that you met at some point called like Griff or something. I don't remember.
Oh wow, that's cool.
But I think
I
they
just
had like
remember,
some actual stuff in there before.
yeah, I just remember me and Jack, because I didn't really play the Halo games growing up. Like I used to play like split screen with friends, just sort of just playing the local co-op and just
Yeah, I did the
doing
same
some.
thing. Like Reach was the
Yeah.
first one I actually played.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I played some Halo 3 first, and then I got Reach, and I just wasn't really bothered by the Halo games. I'm still not really bothered. They're all right. They're kind of fun.
Yeah, like I
But
actually
yeah.
played the first one and the second one. I never finished them, but I played the campaign of the third. I just never did online. Like Reach was the first one I really liked.
Yeah, I think Reach was they just sort of Reach. They just got right. Everything just seemed right to me. But then again, there's probably loads of people who are just mad that they were like, no, they didn't put this in the game and this in the game.
No,
And
yeah,
like,
there was still a lot of people that didn't like it back then, but
yeah, I just like can't imagine playing Halo like I played Call of Duty. Like playing Call of Duty yearly. Well, I say yearly. I mean up to a point. Probably like I think Black Ops 2 was the last game I got before like every year because Ghost came out and I just didn't bother. I just didn't even like I don't think I even watched a trailer for Ghost. So I was just like, yeah, I don't
yeah,
really
I
care.
didn't either.
Yeah, I got Ghost like a year after it came out. I played a few games and I was like, this is kind of boring.
Modern
Black Ops
Warfare
3 though.
3 was-
Holy shit, I played a lot of Black Ops 3. That game still holds up. I love it.
Yeah, I played a lot of that one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about Black Ops 4 though. Like the multiplayer beta was just kind of I don't know, like the Black Ops 3 beta, although I didn't play it, it looked very similar to the actual finished product. And if the Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta is similar to the finished product, I feel like I'm not going to enjoy it much, to be honest.
I saw some tweet yesterday, I think, is yesterday or the day before, and some guy was like, it was some verified guy. It might have been some optic guy or something. It was
Yeah.
some guy from in a gaming organization that's well known, and he was like, I think Black Ops 4 is bound to be the greatest Call of Duty of all time. No.
Yeah, because Battle Royale.
Ugh,
Oh, man.
Fuck
It's
battle
just-
royales.
I mean, I played Blackout. I've been streaming some Blackout with Nikki, and it's fun. Like I streamed an hour of it, and then Nikki was like, "Oh, do you want to play?" And I was like, "I'm probably just gonna just play Spider-Man now."
Yeah, and then you guys played for like 3 fucking hours.
I know, because like the game is so different playing on your own to playing with friends. Like on Fortnite, I can play on my own, but like Blackout, I was just getting so bored. It's just so I don't know. I don't know. Something just feels off with it. It's all right, but at the same time, like the things I'm getting most excited for is when I find random parts of the map which are taken from zombies maps.
Right.
Like I went to the lighthouse. And I was like, oh, I went inside the lighthouse first, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of similar to the lighthouse in Call of the Dead. I was like, I doubt it is though. And then I came out the side, and it's like where the cutscene was shot, like with
Yeah.
the where Machete's got the machetes, believe it or not. And then I go to like I found a random house. What am I saying? Sorry, I did this thing. I'm just looking on Twitter. I'm getting distracted. Ninja almost has 20 million subs on YouTube.
I saw that.
That is insane. Like I know PewDiePie has 66 million, but that's taking him like
Yeah.
8 years or something. Ninja just sort of just kind of he was pretty low key. Wasn't he like a Halo player or something like that?
Well, I have no
Um,
idea. I don't find him
no.
entertaining, so I find
No,
him.
he's
You know what I hate?
yeah.
I hate his fucking smile. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
his face when he smiles,
smug.
I fucking like. It's such a punchable face.
It is. Yeah. He's got a smug face on him. Yeah. But Blackout is kind of fun. Like I said, like I went into a random room and it was the boxing ring from Shadows of Evil. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. And I'm like, wait, it literally looks like graphically inferior to Black Ops 3, which came out 3 years beforehand. And it's like, it's just like these are maps that you already had. Like you just had to kind of get the assets, plonk it in there. But no, the graphics somehow look worse, and it's just like, So it's kind of fun, but at the same time, I don't know. It's people are like, oh, Fortnite's dead. Rip Fortnite.
It's
Ugh.
not dead.
It's not. It's still the most played game. I got in my notifications yesterday. I was like, I think I put a clip of me streaming it, and someone was like, "Yeah, Fortnite's dead because of this now," and I'm like, I don't think it is because I don't know. It's still the most played game in the world, so I don't think it's dead. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw some other people going on about Blackout, and they were pissed off because there wasn't like that many guns. Someone was like, "There's too many futuristic guns in Blackout." They said they were gonna have guns laid over from all the different Call of Duties, all the Black Ops and everything, but I only found 2. Well, it's a beta. They're not gonna give you everything.
Literally. And there's all these skins as well, which they've actually kept locked in the beta. And it's just ridiculous, man. And they've got quite a lot of stuff in there. Like they got the Black Ops 1 Galil and like the ray gun and like World at War guns and things like that. I guess that like people were probably hoping that they'd like be able to pick up like the Thompson and the like MP40 and things like that more often.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not even sure if it's in there, but it's just like are you really complaining? Like,
it's like, who cares? The guns are barely that futuristic, the ones that are actually in the game.
They're not. Like, yeah, Black Ops 4 is set, like...
It's like a prequel to 3, isn't it?
Yeah. I think people are, like, the Game Informer have been doing some interviews with Von der Vaart and just, like, the Treyarch in general. And they've been saying that they weren't actually going to be doing a campaign from the start. Like, before they even started the Blackout mode, they were just doing a multiplayer game, and zombies, obviously. Right. Zombies is a big part of it. I think, although zombies is, like, dying out, like, the interest in it, like, you see YouTubers like Mr. T-Lexify and things like that. Like, he keeps kind of putting, every now and then he'll put up a graph showing the amount of people who have searched for zombies on YouTube, and it's just, like, it was at, like, a peak during Black Ops 2, I think, or, like, or late end of Black Ops 1, and ever since then, it's just gone, it's just plummeted. It's just hardly anything at all now. But the zombies seems to be growing bigger. Like there's 4 maps at launch, I think. There's like the it's 4 or 3 or 4. It's the one on the Titanic. There's one where they go back in time to like I think the one when they go back in time to like Rome. I think they're in like a Colosseum. I think that's just going to be one of those ones where it's quite a small map, but it's sort of like survive for however long, a little bit like the No Man's Land and Moon,
right? And
then they've got like a Mob of the Dead remaster, but with the original characters rather than like the I don't know, I can't remember their names. Who do you think I am? Oh, here we go on the front page of YouTube. PewDiePie versus T-Series live count.
Oh my god!
Count, side by side. Jesus, dude. Yeah, madness. But so they said that it was just going to be multiplayer from the start, but I think one of the reasons they didn't do the campaign in the first place is because people were like, yeah, we want boots on ground, and they were like, well, shit, if we make a sequel to Black Ops 3, how are we going to have it be boots on ground? They were like, oh, we'll just make a prequel, and they were like, wait, but how are we going to do a story mode? So I think they just sort of, I don't know, they just sort of kind of conked out with this one.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find like the campaigns aren't really worth it anymore. Just nobody how many people play the campaigns anymore? Back when like they were first coming out, like I wouldn't touch multiplayer until I was done the campaign because they were fun. Like the first Black Ops especially, I loved that campaign.
Yeah, that's good.
But the same like with everyone, I always finished the campaign before I would even touch multiplayer. But some people still like they don't even touch the campaign, so it's like, why bother putting so much work into it?
Yeah, honestly. And it's just like the campaign as well over the years has just been getting worse and worse. Like Black Ops 2 was alright, but then Black Ops 3 campaign, the multiplayer and the zombies is so good in Black Ops 3, but the campaign was just like I only played a few missions because it was just so mediocre.
Yeah.
So I don't really blame them, to be honest. And there's all these people who are so annoyed that they're not putting a campaign in it. But you can guarantee that a very, very large percentage of those people wouldn't play it. They're just getting annoyed because they're used to there being a campaign.
Yeah,
it's insane, and it's also like who plays the campaign unless their internet is out.
Yeah, exactly. There's one thing I'm really annoyed about though. with these, because like on Steam when they released Black Ops 3, this was the first time they did this, where on PC, like getting it off Steam, you could buy just the multiplayer and that was it.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
they've
I remember that.
never done that since. Like
Ah, sucks.
I thought that was a good system. Like you
is
couldn't
a good system.
prestige or do any of the special stuff for it, but it's like that doesn't matter. Who cares about prestiging and stuff? I know some people do, but
You couldn't prestige if you bought multiplayer only.
yeah, if you bought multiplayer only,
Yeah.
you couldn't prestige. But like I didn't really care, and you
No,
could
I
do
guess that's
everything else.
Yeah, that's a pretty good incentive for those who like. I guess if you buy it and then try it out and you're like, you know what, I want a prestige, because I remember I think I got to something like prestige 7 in Black Ops 3. Just because, like, I started college, I quit my job, and I had a fuckload of free time, and I just played so much of it. And I've never played a Call of Duty game like that before. Like, even on Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, which is my favorite Call of Duty game, I think I'm prestige 3 at most.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, mainly because I was just absolutely trash at Call of Duty back then. But
that was actually my best Call of Duty.
I love it. It's such a good. I mean, like, not just the multiplayer, but the campaign, the zombies, just everything about that game is so good.
Yeah,
I kind of wish they went back to that kind of era for Black Ops 4, but then again, I don't really know what he would have done with it.
yeah.
But if they didn't have a campaign, they wouldn't have had to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. They could just say whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah. It makes me wonder two things: whether the next Call of Duty will have a campaign, and whether the next Call of Duty will have a battle royale mode. Because in fact, the last Discord DM I sent you, because I don't use Discord DMs, was the 4th of April. Sorry, the 20th of April, last year. So that was when we stopped doing the podcast.
Yeah.
April
Oh
last
yeah, because
year.
that's literally your podcast, your voice.
It's been 16 months. So a lot's changed since then. We are quite different people, I think.
We've
Battle
grown,
Royale.
we've matured.
Yeah, Battle Royale has taken over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fortnite wasn't a thing. I guess it was a thing, but everyone was like, zombie survival. Blah.
I loved it though. I love that. Like that's why I liked it. And then suddenly it's just Battle Royale, and I was like, you motherfucking cunts.
When Battle Royale came out, I was like, oh, this looks corny as hell. Why are they making another Battle Royale? And then I was like, oh shit. And it just like suddenly it was just like running in the 90s, fucking playing over some distorted shit of all the player count going up. But yeah, it was just insane.
Yeah.
But since the podcast ended, Tyler has got a house.
Yay! I bought a house. Woo! Woo! I now have the responsibilities of mortgage
Oh, Jesus.
and
man.
property tax.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. Anyway, the Not Those Guys Patreon is down below.
Yeah, so if you remember, if any of you are from the last podcast, it was 2.5 losers, which started off with 3 of us, and then it turned into 2 of us with occasional guests.
The joke was 2.5 losers was obviously after 2.5 men. The joke of doing a parody is that was about as funny as 2.5 men was. So
Yeah.
I think we hit the nail on the head with that one. But we've retired it, and we're now not those guys again.
Yes.
Because yeah, so
Because who the fuck wants to listen to us again?
I suppose like if Dan, the unofficial 3rd member, ever does come, I guess he's just part of the plural guys, isn't he?
Yeah, it just
It's
works.
Not those guys plus Dan. No, it doesn't work like that. He is the guys.
Yes.
But we've mentioned Nikki a few times in this podcast. Wanna elaborate, Tyler?
Not only did I get a house, but I got a girlfriend now.
Oh my god.
Met
I never
her
thought
in
I'd see the day.
Amanda's stream.
Oh, that's cute.
The funny thing is
actually?
about it though is that we have all the exact same friends, which we've been friends with for almost the exact same amount of time, but we never fucking knew each other.
You remember that Billy Talent show, like sometime last year, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go or not.
Yeah.
Nikki was there, man. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Wow.
So she was there. She was also at I went to a Nickelback concert.
Every memory of the back door.
As much as I don't like Nickelback, they're good at they know how to play a live show. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But the real reason I was
from when they played the Philippines and they started throwing rocks at them.
But the real reason I was there was to see 3 Days Grace, which
okay,
they have fallen from grace now because their music fucking sucks.
I
I don't know what happened, but I think Chalk Outlines was the first one where they just started being really bad, and it's like they've always been like emo music, but it's been good.
Yeah.
And then with Chalk Outlines, they just turned into this really terrible emo, and then the lead singer left after that.
So now the bassist just kind of goes.
Yeah, but
the general melody.
Yeah. So Nikki was also at that fucking concert.
Or should you call her Nikki Back? Who won't make her laugh at that? We changed and grown as creators since the death of the 2.5 Losers podcast,
yes.
Haven't we, Tyler?
Because I've stopped streaming altogether.
Were you even streaming then?
Like when we were doing the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was streaming then.
Okay. Well, Tyler stopped playing CS:GO. Stopped streaming. You start. How many followers did you have?
I was at like 300 and some.
Yeah, you were doing pretty well. He was streaming a lot.
I was streaming a lot, and it was steadily growing. And then I was just kind of like, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it anymore.
Yeah, and then he just stopped playing video games.
Like I don't. Well, I still I play WoW.
You play WoW.
I play WoW. That's it now.
Magical.
That's all I'm playing now. I don't know. I go through phases as well. Like I'll do nothing but play a game, but then I get burnt out, and then that's done for a while, and then all I want to do is either like read or watch TV shows, and then once I get burnt out of that, I go back into gaming. But I don't think
once you get burnt out of reading words from paper, you know what? I'm sick of this. You just forget how to read.
I'm not good at reading.
I've got to
anyway.
learn. What does it say?
I'm a slow reader, so it doesn't take as much for me to get bored of reading. But when I actually find a book, like I was reading a Star Wars book that I got, and it was Luke Skywalker stories, and
and you were like, yeah, the main.
It was really good. Like
sucks.
it was like there's a little story that goes along with it. With like it's a bunch of people telling the Luke Skywalker stories, and then they tell the Luke Skywalker stories, and they're really good. Like it was the first book in a while where like I didn't want to put it down, and then I got to the last story, and it was garbage. They saved the worst for last, and then I just never finished it because the last one was so boring.
I mean, at that point, they've already got your money, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really matter, I suppose.
Yeah.
The magic of physical.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly don't think I'm ever gonna get back into streaming. I think I kind of fucked it over for myself because
Why is that?
At one point I started like I was having fun with it, and then I started thinking of it more as a job where I had to do it, so I wasn't having fun with it anymore. But there was also, I have negative association with it now a little bit because around January, like when I had stopped, near the end of January, my grandmother had passed away.
Yeah.
And because that was on a Sunday, and we were meant to go visit her. She was in the hospital. And it was no one was worried because she had been in the hospital multiple times and was fine. She's also 92.
Yeah.
But she, the one thing that was good, like she never lost her mind. She didn't, so she remembered everything, had a full life, never got dementia or anything like that. So
that's rare at 92 as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, or how old was she? It was right before like her 91st or 92nd birthday, I think. And, anyway, yeah, we were going to visit her, but as we were on the way there, she had a stroke. And she just went. But that night as well, I was supposed to start streaming again with Nikki and everything.
Yeah.
And what I couldn't like comprehend what had happened.
Hmm.
Like it didn't really hit me till like a few days later. But like I tried to stream that day,
Yeah.
because I was trying just to forget what was happening.
Yeah.
But it didn't really, like I just couldn't get into it. And
Mm.
then ever since then, whenever I try to stream again, I get that feeling of like not good.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
get you.
I kind of
suppose it's
fucked
like
it myself.
association.
Yeah.
Kind of
So
association. Yeah,
I think
I
that's
can
like
understand that.
I think that's the main reason. Like maybe one day I'll be able to do it again. But
Yeah, I think it just takes them easing into it.
yeah.
It's fun, like, but it's also kind of hard when, you do these streams for like 2 lurkers for like 3 hours. I mean, there could be streams where 15 people show up and there's like 5, 6 people chatting to you for like 2 hours and it's great. But then there's streams where it's just like there's nobody's watching you, and even if you have like 4 viewers, none of them are in the chat, and it's just like you're talking to yourself for a few hours.
Yeah, like that's a thing as well.
Struggle.
Like especially when you have like this streak of like always having people there talking and like a decent
Oh, for
viewership,
real.
and then you
For real,
go
yeah.
up one day and it's just there's nothing, and you're there for an hour talking to yourself, and you're like, well, I guess I'll just stop because.
Guess I'll just stop existing. That was the hardest part of growing for me. I mean, I don't think starting streaming when you haven't got any kind of following at all is a good idea. Like, I find YouTube is a great kind of way to start. Of course, if you're only interested in Let's Playing, don't start YouTube. Please don't start YouTube.
Yeah,
Please don't start a Let's Play channel, please.
Those are
but,
those are quite dead.
It's like when you've got like 500 plus followers on Twitter and things, it's easy to get some people kind of dropping by a stream. But I mean I'm an affiliate now with a sub button.
Shit.
Oh boy.
Oh fuck! I was going to subscribe to you, but I've undone a lot of subscriptions because I own a house now.
Yeah. Don't worry, Tyler. I know the pain of the mortgage.
Yeah.
I don't have a house, but
yeah, but
yeah, I'm just in an internet cafe. I can't. Can you not hear the background noise?
No.
Yeah, I have a flat Americano. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't drink coffee, but I feel kind of bad because I got my sub button and like 8 people subbed. I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. And then we went away to record our EP, and then I was super busy editing that Reddit video.
Yeah.
And then man, I just didn't stream for like 3 weeks, and I felt really bad, and I came back and everybody subscribed, but then I had like no content to be watching. So I'm getting back into it now. I guess that's the thing, like you said. I don't see it like a job myself, but I feel like if I don't do it at least once a week, I'm just like, it's got to be like twice a week. Otherwise, it's just like, I'm like, fuck.
I like how you just skimmed over the EP. Why don't you?
Oh yeah. So a few weeks ago, about a month ago now. Holy shit. Me and my band, The Losing Score, went into the studio and we recorded covers of Green Day, Blink-182, and Sum 41. Really badly, and we're gonna be that's such a pop punk thing. Is when like a band get together, they just record awful covers of bands they like, and it's just don't do that. So we went to the studio and recorded a 5-track EP, which is awesome. It was like one of the best things I've ever done in my life, and it was just, I don't know, it was just sick. We were just kind of we were in the same 2 rooms for 6 days together, and somehow we left there not hating each other, which was a real test.
Yeah,
real
that's
test
good.
of patience. Because the studio is small. There's like this guy called Matt Heap. He recorded us, he produced it, and he's currently in America on his honeymoon.
Oh shit!
He got married. Yeah, he got married a couple weeks after he recorded us. Like, he was just like working back to back for like a month. He just finished recording a band when we arrived. In fact, they were finishing some last vocal takes when we were dropping our stuff off. And then the next morning, he started with us for 6 days. And then the day after we left, he was starting with another band for like 5 days or so.
Oh, like
and then he started mixing. And then he got married. Now he's in America. And then when he comes back, he's mixing again. It's just mad. But it was sick. It's quite a small little studio. so it's just like a live room, and then and then like a small kind of, I don't know, the live room's pretty big, but then kind of like a smallish mixing room things. And we slept in the mixing room on like on sofas and blow up beds, and we were just buying microwave meals all week. It was a fun experience. Like it was how you say a ghetto.
A ghetto. It's a good testament to your friendships, though, that you didn't kill each other.
I know.
Because sometimes, really like getting to that, time. When you guys are stuck together in small spaces for so long, that's when you find out the true.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's like this band Pup, Canadian band representing Tyler.
Yes.
They have a song called "If This Tour Doesn't Kill You, Then I Will," which is about them actually wanting to murder each other when they're on tour. But yeah, we had a great time, and we were like, we were going a little bit delusional, I think, though, because we were actually cry laughing, doing Family Guy impressions, which is really the bottom of the barrel.
It really is.
It would just be pitch black, and we'd all be like trying to get to sleep. So we'd just go, freaking sweet Lois, and we'd all just be like burst into laughter. It was just like, yeah, it was a long week, but it was super fun. And I was really bummed when I came back, because it was just like, oh, I have to go back to life now. Yeah. I was like, I didn't have to work or do anything of importance. I just got to play guitar and sing. It was great.
I got to get a little sneak preview of the single.
He did.
There's one thing I can't get over, though, which is, it's hard for me not to laugh. And it's not because it sucks. It's good. But when you sing louder, you have that sound of that fucking scream you do in your videos where you're like, ah, or whatever. And I can hear just a little tone of it when you start singing louder in it. And it's hard.
Funny. I always think about that. I always like, what would happen if I was successful in like an emo or punk band or whatever, but then I was also successful on YouTube? That would be such a weird like mixture of things, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like because a lot of bands, they're not private, but like, you know, they only post the best parts of their life on Twitter and things like that, where they look their best, things like that. And then there's Twitter videos of me with duct tape all over my face, like with Minecraft foam, Minecraft swords, and just like countless amounts of fucking awful green screen videos. It's just, I don't know. I'll just cross that bridge if I ever get to it.
Yeah. It'd be a good thing for the fans to find.
Yeah, it would be interesting anyway. I'd go and play a show, and there would just be people there like, oh, it's Knockout Wolf, and I'd be like, don't do that, don't, please don't do this. All jokes aside, I've actually since last year, I know you'd kind of hope I would have grown since last year. It would have been very feeble if I'd stayed at like 300 subs. But we're kind of rapidly approaching that 1K mark, which is kind of fun.
Getting nice cool. And close.
It's getting kind of comfortable. I mean, it's just been something that like it was a goal I set myself last year, was to hit 1,000 subs, and I think by the end of the year I only had like 350 or something like that. And I was like, why aren't I hitting this 1K goal? Like, why am I so far away from it? And then I realized I was making like cut comms and let's plays, and I was like,
you were in the past, man.
Yeah. So I came up with a couple of concepts of some videos I wanted to make. I stopped using Sony Vegas, and I just taught myself Premiere Pro from scratch. And I actually pay for it as well. A lot of people quote unquote legally acquire it.
Yeah.
But I pay a lot of money for it, which is kind of shit. But like just looking at my videos from this time last year, we've got my hidden talent, where I just played an ocarina badly and put Zelda music over it. The eBay message rap, where I got a really badly worded message from eBay, and I just decided to rap it instead. We've got two big men actually pound a granny.
What the fuck was that one?
That's
I
an
don't
Overwatch
remember
video.
that.
That was an Overwatch video, which is a little bit more reassuring. I mean, why do I have like First World War II multiplayer game? Like, why? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Like, millions of people play Call of Duty. No one cares what my first game is like. So I started making videos like the Video Vault, and just things like that. And yeah,
that was your first. When you started doing that one was it's when people started to notice you.
Yeah, that video did well. I mean, it was a video called Video Vault on Elvis the Alien. The concept was I sort of went back and found like where they came from, where they started, things like that. And I struck gold with Elvis because I accidentally stumbled upon his old YouTube channel that like none of his fans knew about. Like, I was looking at the comments of all the things, and they were all from like 5 years ago, from before he even started the Elvis the Alien channel. So I was like, no way. So I made this video, and then a couple of days later, he saw it and tweeted it out, which was cool. And now I edit for him from time to time, which is pretty nice.
Oh, you've done 2 videos now?
Yeah, 2 videos for him. I've done a few videos for Boy in a Band, Dave.
Which is good. Like, you started actually teaching yourself better editing techniques and everything, and your videos keep getting better, and then they see them, and then... Well, and that's what prompted Elvis to get at you about editing, right? Because first he got at you for editing Boy in a Band, and that was the first time.
Yeah, it was. Well, we were chatting about it, really. He was like, "Oh, I'd totally have you like editing one of my things," because he'd seen a couple of my videos, like the Cuphead 6 months on video, and he was like, "Holy shit, dude, this is." He messaged me on Discord like, "Holy shit, that was amazing," which like. You know, you're not prepared for that when someone you've been watching for like 2 years, who's like this big YouTuber, is just like, you know, drops it. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. And obviously I do some stuff for Dave. I gotta thank Nerd City for that one. Nerd City's helped me a lot. He gave me a lot of tips with Premiere when I was first starting. He kind of pushed my video a bit. In fact, he sent it to Elvis, and that's why he saw it in the first place. But he actually got me in touch with Dave, which was cool. So yeah,
that's pretty. It's a pretty nice build up, and then since then you've been building up them Scrab accounts.
Yeah, and on the other hand, Tyler, you've completely quit YouTube and everything.
Well, every once in a while I put up a video, like I put up the Ghost Whisperer video.
Yeah, that was funny. I enjoyed that.
I had a lot more that I wanted to do this summer, but I just didn't have the time because of looking for a house and buying a house and everything, and then moving in, and a lot going on and not enough time to actually record. But at some point I'm going to do like a house tour video, but it's not going to be like, not like some boring fucking just walking through the houses. Like, it's going to be a skit.
Yeah, I get you.
But that will happen at some point.
Oh, I can tell that Black Ops 1 was your best Call of Duty game. Because I just typed in Detail Scorch.
And you found the channel?
I found a channel just full of Black Ops 1 clips.
Yeah, that's because that was the first time they made it where you could just like upload clips straight to YouTube. So I made one specifically for that.
I used to do that. D12 Scorch, pew pew pew, dot 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 stab.
Oh, fuck, I love that one.
Mac user, dot 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 dot. I mean the gun. In your face, love it. Random grenade for the win. Tyler, I can't believe you titled these. Like,
this is 7 years ago, man.
The age you were when these came. Oh man.
Well, I was a teenager back then, so 7 years ago would have been. Fuck, how old was I? When did this come out?
I mean, you would have been about 42.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, okay. Same age as Amanda, 42, right?
Yeah. So, I think the pew pew stab one, that one was each pew is a kill, and then the stab is actually stab someone or something like that.
Yeah, I assumed.
A lot of the times what I would do is I would put as many clips and upload them, and then I would download those clips. And then edit together things, because like I had no idea how, like, 7 years ago, I don't know how big capture cards were, but I didn't know about them. I didn't know how to get them, so I would upload the clips to YouTube, download them off YouTube. So, and I was doing this off a standard definition, right? They're only 4:3, so it's not that good looking anyway. And then get the compression back from downloading off of YouTube, and then putting it in Windows Movie Maker, throwing everything together, and then putting it back. And then sometimes I tried, like I have these ones that say HD because I thought, I was dumb back then. I thought saving like their standard definition, but I put them in Windows Movie Maker, and then you could save them as HD, but that's if it was HD. But I thought doing that would just automatically make it HD.
I just found my old ones, or a couple of them. One of them was called Black Ops Sneaky Broad. It's got the black bars at the side, classic. I put down a claymore and I killed someone who ran past me and didn't notice me. And then I jumped off a balcony and stabbed someone. And I thought that was it wasn't a double kill. It was 2 kills within like a minute of each other. So I had to cut to that. That was I said earlier that I wasn't very good at Black Ops 1.
Right.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. The description is sneaky killing there, brackets me, with my old username. I'm not good at COD, but whatever floats your boat. AK-47Q. I wasn't even using oh, Jesus, man.
I have this other one, Ballistic Knife and Tomahawk montage. That was back when I got into doing that shit. Because because of how much I was into BO1 back then, I got bored of just doing guns. So I was like, I'm going to be one of those dick guys who just runs around with a ballistic and throws tomahawks. I think my favorite one, though, is Action Hero Diving Rescue. Because I was running off of this ledge and I did the dolphin dive. And there was a teammate to my right who was getting shot at from the left, and I ran and I did a dolphin dive, landed on the floor, and killed the guy who was trying to kill my teammate, and I saved him.
Question is, was Hybrid Moments by Misfits playing over it?
No, unfortunately.
Oh man, that's I always find that when I'm looking at your videos, your Black Ops 3 montage. It looks like I just found the channel that they used to upload to. It's called COD Black Ops Xbox. And they actually had a channel with just a default picture, where you could upload the clips. And the last
because there was one if you didn't have a YouTube video or a YouTube channel, just automatically went there.
Yeah. The last clip which has been uploaded was 3 years ago. It's August 2015. I'm assuming that's when they stopped allowing you to do that.
Must have been.
Because the last time I uploaded the clip was 4 years ago. When I started picking it up again. But yeah, this last clip has 4,000 views, and the comment is heroes get remembered but legends never die. So I'm assuming they got rid of it. Wow, I can't believe they would like a company like Treyarch would just randomly just have a YouTube channel like that.
They had tons of videos on there too, didn't they?
Yeah, God, I hate to think how many videos there are. Let me look. So they have separate channels for Xbox and for PS3.
Right.
And they both have about 22 million views. And just think that these videos usually get about 1-2 views from the people who upload it.
Right.
So that's got to be maybe 18 million videos.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Maybe 15. That's insane. That's actually insane. Oh, and it's got 30,000 subs. That really makes me feel happy. Thanks. Can't even hit 1K subs. Magical.
We're about an hour into the podcast now, so I think this would be a good time to let's end this off with what I am going to call the segment in this podcast. The Conspiracy Corner. So, lately, I've been watching a whole shit ton of alien conspiracy videos and other type of conspiracy stuff, just on a expedition to melt my brain. There's this one guy as well that I'm not going to get into on this podcast. It'll be another one because he has tons of stuff and he's going to have multiple parts. His name is Alex Collier. I'll get to him much later. This is just going to be more of a general kind of thing real quick that I've been looking at. And a lot of stuff that comes up is Egypt is the main, like, holy grail of alien shit.
I mean, they had the sarcophagus with the red juice. That's got to be some alien shit, right?
Yeah,
there, right?
for
Yeah,
sure. And there's so many different explanations people give for the pyramids of what their use is. And there's the one that it's shooting up energy to the mothership to fuel it wirelessly and all this kind of stupid shit.
Oh yeah, so back in ancient Egypt when they built the pyramids, they just kind of put like a charger, like they just kind of plugged the charger in, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And put a big light beam, like in Minecraft when you put that little light beam thing down. Yeah.
Okay,
cool. I thought so.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people still think that ancient Egypt is aliens. A lot of people, because of how they're laid out, they're the tops of the pyramids are matching the stars. So it's like, there's no way people back then could have did that. They had help from aliens. And the biggest thing with it is the show Ancient Aliens. They're the worst for because they don't let anybody object to what they say. It's what I'm saying is fact, and it was aliens back then.
I was there, dude, and my neighbor Greg, he saw an alien, dude. he was up there building the pyramids, and he dead ass saw an alien just like land.
Yeah, and the main guy there is that's in all of them is Giorgio Tsoukalos, or however the fuck you say his messed up name. He's the craziest one there. But that's one thing they go on about is how is it lined up where it is, and how is it stationed where it is? Like, why is it there? How could they know that was like the center of the equator or wherever the fuck that it is?
They're lined up perfectly as well because the Earth is flat. If it was rounded, like everybody seems to believe it is, all those morons out there, it wouldn't line up properly.
But no, yeah, because it's lined up with the stars, right? So it's like, how did they know? How were they able to make the tips of the pyramids line up with the stars? Well, they fucking looked up at the sky and saw the stars because you can fucking see them because there's no fucking light pollution back then.
Now, I wonder what a really bright thing is in the sky.
Like, people looked up back then.
Yeah.
And they saw, you could actually see what was in the sky at night.
Is that some sort of like, some sort of deep, meaningful, everybody looked up back then, but people only look down now. iPhones have taken over. Technology is sucking the brains. This is aliens. Exactly aliens don't want us to look up and see that the stars perfectly align with these pyramids.
So, one of the other good things I heard about the pyramids was, it's not actually all built, right? The pyramid is actually a spaceship, and there's just one layer of stone going around it to cover it up.
What?
So it didn't really take that long. Because when people go, how did they build the pyramid so quick? Well, simple. It's a spaceship, and it's just one layer of stone around it. So easy. Super easy.
That's amazing. I mean, it's not like people have ever been inside the pyramids. I mean, and also the Mummy films with Brendan Fraser. That's the cover up.
Yeah,
like that just got into people's brains that the pyramids, they have more than one layer.
Yeah. How do you think there's the undead there? Imhotep, he's a fucking alien. How's he alive? How does he come back to life? He's a fucking alien. Imhotep is a fucking alien. Yeah, that's what that movie was trying to tell us.
It was also trying to tell us that Brendan Fraser didn't deserve to be ditched by Hollywood, okay?
Exactly.
He's a good actor.
Do you see him in his interviews now? He's so fucking sad. It's upsetting.
He is. What was it? What was he in recently? Because like Brendan Fraser, they were like
He was on this
about...
TV show or something recently, and he had like an interview, and he just seemed so sad.
Oh yeah, I know. He peaked in that one episode of Scrubs.
Yeah.
He peaked. There was also the interview of Vin Diesel playing a dog. Was it Vin Diesel? No, it wouldn't have been Vin. What? Who's the older Vin Diesel? Fuck.
The older Vin Diesel?
Fucking Die Hard.
Oh,
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
I'm pretty sure it's Bruce Willis as a dog movie.
What movie was that?
I don't know. It mustn't be that. Maybe it is Vin Diesel. That's really funny if it's Vin Diesel dog. It's not. I have no idea who it was, but they were talking to someone in an interview about what it was like to play a dog in this film, and they were asking him questions like about like what he thought the writing of the dog was meant to mean and things like that, and he was just like, yeah, it's a dog. I'm playing a dog. Like,
it's not even a talking dog, is it?
No, it's probably like I Am Groot, but instead it's just like woof.
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 Yeah,
so does that conclude Conspiracy Corner for this week?
I have one more little thing about the pyramids.
Oh, go ahead. Fire away.
I found this one video, top fives. That's the channel. He does a lot of top 5 videos, and one of them was going on about the pyramids.
Number 15,
and,
pyramids.
He was going on about because the pyramid is where each side is facing north, south, west, east.
Yeah.
And he was going on about how could they have possibly had the pyramids pointing perfectly in all the directions of a compass, because compasses didn't exist back then. Fucking hand to my forehead with how stupid that statement is. Do you know how people knew, like, how did people get around back then? Yes, there weren't compasses. You know what they used for directional? Like, they used the fucking sun. That's how you use the sun. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. All right?
Yeah, but
so
that's how they didn't look up though. Like they didn't know the sun was a thing. They didn't look up at the stars.
It's true. Yes. It's the sun and the stars were what people used for direction back then. So it's not difficult to realize that they can put it in these directions where the pyramids are facing north, south, east, west. It's like, it's not that hard to understand.
I mean, really, they were just telling us that to never eat shredded wheat.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So there's this other guy as well that was on Ancient Aliens called Robert Schoch. And I thought this guy was kind of psycho at first, but then I had listened to him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he had mentioned about being in an Ancient Aliens, and he's like, I don't actually believe that stuff, and that when they're recording that stuff for Ancient Aliens, they got to make it seem like everything's alien, or like they kind of change what you say and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. he doesn't believe it's aliens.
Wow.
But he brought up a good point where a lot of people, when they go on about how did they build the pyramids, there's no tools around to show how they did it, and he brought up a very valid point of look at contractors now. Okay.
Yeah.
When a contractor goes to a site and they work, do they leave their tools lying around all over the site? No, they pack them back up and bring them with them because it's their tools that they need for other sites to work on. People don't just leave their tools lying all over the place once they're done with the job. Like, oh, yep, I'm done with them. Just fucking leave them all over the site. Have them all over this house.
You know, this drill costs, you know, like the best part of £500. I mean, but I can just leave it here. It's fine. I mean, I'm gonna be back here in like 2. Yeah. I might pick it up at some point. I got this van here, which I could have put it in this van, but I'll just leave it here. It's fine. But,
yeah, and Robert Schoch is actually he's a geologist. Like, he's tenured at Boston University and everything. So he does a lot of geological. Is that the word? Geological work in Egypt, and he's done he's done seismic tests and everything where it shows that there might be like another chamber under the left paw of like the Sphinx and stuff like that, but they won't let them dig.
Yeah,
to
isn't
find
it like
anything.
an ancient site? I know why they won't let them dig, Tyler. It's because there's a spaceship under it.
Oh shit!
There's a
you're
spaceship.
Right. Oh my god!
You go under there, you press a button, the pole just lifts up, and a spaceship flies out.
It's true.
Can't let them secrets out. The whole thing about the compass that you told me reminded me of one time in class when I was, I don't know, maybe I was like 13, 14. I was in DT. What was that, like design technology? DT? Did you have DT?
No.
Thing? No. Okay. And we were looking at how clocks work, and our teacher said, "So, how do we tell time before clocks were invented?" And of course, it's the whole, the sun and the stick in the sand, things like that.
Yeah.
And shadows. And this one girl in my class decided, didn't they just look at Big Ben? I mean, it's big. You can see it from quite a few places. Just look at Big Ben to tell the time. Everybody laughed, including the teacher, and she still didn't understand what was wrong with that answer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
Before we wrap up the podcast, I popped a message in my Discord, just seeing if anybody wanted us to quickly run over to some things. Alex Silverstein says, talk about me not liking I Love It by Kanye and Lil Pump. I don't want to do that. Apparently it's broke the record for the most views for a debut rap song, which was previously held by This Is America.
What the fuck?
Where it's have you seen it? They look like Roblox characters.
I did not.
They look like Roblox. Oh, fuck. They look like Roblox characters, and they got like big shoulders and things. Just Kanye and Lil Pump just bounces up and down, and Kanye just says, "I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck." And it's just like a bass line, like boom, 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 and it's just like do tick, do tick, do tick in the background, and a few claps and a few all right, and it like people are fucking loving it, and it's jumped to the top of YouTube. It's made all this money, and I'm like, this took like 10 minutes to make. It's like the memes people are doing, turning them into Roblox characters, are taking longer than this song took to make. I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed.
I saw like just short bits of that video, and I was like, why the fuck did they make this?
I don't know the incentive,
and it's like it's a fucking kids game too, and they have all these clips they made of Roblox characters having sex, and like, what the fuck? Why?
That's a clip of all the Roblox characters with really big tits, and a male Roblox character pissing over them.
Like, what the fuck?
That's insane. Ryan Kinder says, how about is 7:45 a.m. on a Saturday too early time to ping people online?
No, it's not.
Yeah, I said the jury is out on that one, unfortunately. I've not got any say in that one. It's general sort of agreement there. Gage says he'd like us to talk about if personally my young age, I mean, I can't say you, Tyler, because you're like 47, but if my young age has interfered with my YouTube career. I suppose like kind of being in full-time education and doing assignments and things like that probably hasn't gotten in the way as any more than having a job would, like a full-time job. But my full-time job, because I work, like, I go to college in the daytimes, I have to work evenings, and that's kind of a pain in the ass, because those evenings is time I'd usually spend streaming on YouTube and things like that. But at the same time, let's be honest, like, maybe if I was like 12, if I was like a little Tay, like a little Tay. Anything else? They're just talking about Amanda.
This is I like Silverstein here is very happy that Amanda follows him back, and Gage just like, who dat?
Yeah, who's Amanda?
Who the fuck is Amanda?
It's really funny because of Amanda's Daddy 05 video, loads of people that I know from like Nerd City have all just started like finding out who Amanda is, and I'm like, this is really weird. Like, it's just I didn't see them mixing at all. Nikki's just tweeted, it's nice to hear D12 Scorch freaking out and yelling again. God knows what. God knows
that.
what. Amazing. What was I gonna say? Whilst we're on the topic of Amanda, I want to congratulate Amanda on her partnership on Twitch and with G Fuel. I know it's been a while, but it probably hasn't been since. Yeah, go Amanda! Woo! But I do have to say something. She's not very good at Spider-Man. It's really hard to watch her play
She's not good at
Spider-Man.
any game. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was just... She was screaming. She's playing it on the easiest difficulty, and it was quite funny, actually, because that was like... Her PS4 froze on this tutorial mission, and everybody thought that it stopped because she had to like do some kind of move, and it had just frozen until she did the move. And everyone in the chat was like, Amanda, it's a tutorial. Amanda, you have to press X and square. Amanda, it's a tutorial. And she's like, my PS4's frozen. And because of the delay, she'd already said, yeah, guys, I know it's a tutorial, but my PS4 has actually frozen. But they hadn't seen that. So they were all going, Amanda, it's a tutorial. And it's, for like a solid 2 minutes after that, she was just like, I know it's a tutorial. And it was just the funniest thing to watch live. I loved it. It was, and then I just kind of took it upon myself to keep reminding her that it was a tutorial like 10 minutes after she'd finished. I was loving it. Anyway, I think that will do it for this week. I say week, so. It's probably going to be like another 4 months, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. No, I think we'll do good this time. We'll it took us a little while to get started up, but if we would have started up initially when we were going to, we wouldn't have known it would have been a mess, because we actually had stuff to talk about this time. We decided to skip it and talk over it for a week and think about what we really wanted to do. And I think it's going to work out a lot better this time than it did last time. And
our name was going to be A Little Brit of Canada.
Yeah, A Little Brit of Canada. As much as I like the pun, not those guys again.
Nah.
I think that'll be a good one.
That's their reaction when they see that we've done another podcast episode after listening to all of this and being like, oh, they didn't say anything insightful? Not those guys again.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I don't know if this is going to be on YouTube or SoundCloud or iTunes or whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think the best way to end this is we'll go back to the Egyptians real quick and say the Egyptians may not have been aliens, and they most likely were not helped by aliens. But when you look at all their pictures of the Sphinx, a lion with a person's head, and all the people with bird heads and like dog heads, I think it's fair to say that the Egyptians were the first furries in history.
They were furries, yeah. They're all furries.
That's and that's so much better that's such a better legacy than aliens, in my opinion.
Yif in hell, ancient Egypt. You got a bagel?
Yeah, sure. Let's get a bagel. Oh no, or do you mean banana?
Now you got me. What about a bagel inside a banana skin?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. If anyone has a place that sold them, that'd be great.
Maybe we should start that up.